Hello Marvel Rivals fans, my name is Richard and that is why it's called RTM, because it's Rich the Man, but my name is Richard. If you didn't know already, and welcome to the channel. I'm going to be discussing today Adam Warlock, his leaked abilities, some information I think is very important from this upcoming support slash specialist based hero. Adam Warlock is going to be the ultimate team player in anybody's team, especially if you've got yourself Mantis, Scarlet, and of course the aforementioned Adam Warlock. Again, shout out to Miller Ross. We're going to be going over some leaked abilities that I think is going to be important to share with you. Of course, from a biography standpoint, he was created to be the perfect specimen. If you've seen the movies, you'll know exactly the stories of that. To a degree, I think the comic books do better justice to it, and also some anime and things like that. He's able to manipulate powerful cosmic forces. He represents the full potential of what we could one day become. A bit arrogant. Until then, he stands alone as a shining golden beacon of all that's good within us. When the time stream entangled struck, Adam Warlock reflexively, I don't know, that's a word I've never used that in my vocabulary, I must admit, shielded himself in a protective cocoon. That's going to be mentioned further on. You're probably going to see footage of that as I put little bits of footage up from time to time. When he emerged, his cosmic senses identified Null's impending threat, which is good because it ties into Venom and how they kind of have this interlink going into being some two new heroes added to the game. Traveling to Clintar, Adam encountered the Guardians of the Galaxy and discovered a powerful even greater than Null's, ready to incinerate the planet and countless others. Cool nods to things. Now, right off the bat, I want to give you some information here on why this is so unique. Look, when you get knocked out when you're playing Marvel Rivals, you usually go back to a spawn location. At this particular moment in time, what you see on screen right now is Adam Warlock coming back from and into the fight straight away. This is super significant because you're literally back into the fight or back into assisting your fellow players. Regenerative Cocoon is what that was that you saw on screen, and you'll see in the footage that I've been putting up from time to time in this video. Once his body perishes, Adam Warlock can freely move as a soul and reforge his body at a chosen spot. That's amazing. You can come back in to help out your allies, or kind of help towards, like, you know, sealing the fight for you. Whatever you can do, you'll basically be back into the fight rather than going back to a spawn location. Then you got Quantum Magik, which launches a quantum energy to deal damage. Makes sense. Cosmic Cluster. Gather quantum energy into a cluster and then swiftly launch it at the enemy. I guess it's like a charge up and fire it. Maybe the more you charge up, the more potent it is. Well, we're just speculating at this point, but you could probably see it on screen from the various footage going around. Avatar Livestream. Target an ally for a bouncing stream of healing energy, which also heals himself upon casting self targets if no ally is selected. Now that's great, that you are a support bet. I think you're going to find with this one, similar to Venom, you're kind of like on the front foot. You're in there to cause damage, wreak havoc, but also the main thing is you being a support. This kind of, and as I said in the previous video, it's like a hybrid. Like Venom's created a hybrid between being like a very much like Vanguard, tanky, kind of a little bit something else type class, and the same thing with this one. I think this is what I like about the game, is it's ever evolving. It's creating hybrid based heroes and villains and characters and whatever, so you can have this option of not having to play a certain way. You can adapt your play style to have, well, what, like a hero that you're like, oh, today I want to be a tank. Nah, I want to be a healer today. Well, I want to be a healer tank. Nah, I want to be a healer DPS. I want this kind of like switch in kind of what I'm feeling, and that's the great thing about that. And this is when you end up finding like decent heroes that you can play around with, that you absolutely adore and enjoy the rotation around. Soul Bond. Unite the souls of allies in a bond, granting them healing over time and distributing damage taken across the bond. That's cool. This means that if, say, your tank, which could be like Venom, is taking a lot of damage, but you want him to be on the front foot for attack, then you can distribute the damage. Like the damage will kind of like risk to reward type elements of it. And you could be like someone else on your team is taking the damage, and it's like, well, they are, yes, but we need that tank at that particular time to take a lot of damage. Well, it's taking too much damage, so someone else is taking it at the same time. that could be really good, but also it could be quite devastating. I want to see this in action to see like how good or how bad this is. So yeah, exciting nevertheless. There's Karmic Revival. Awaken the karma of allies to revive them. Allies revived have lower health but enjoy a brief period of invincibility. That's interesting. I wonder if this is all about keeping up momentum. You're going to see at times in game where rather than your allies dying and having to go back to the spawn location, that you keep them alive, but you're able to keep the fight going. This can be really handy when you're doing like the escort mode, where you're escorting a something from one point to the other. You know, that big spider bot in Tokyo 2099, the big like carriage in Asgard. Like you're trying to get it to one location, but if you die, you go back to your spawn point. But then you can't keep up the momentum. And I think this is very much one of those characters that allows you to respawn, like individually Adam Warlock, respawn back to a very close location to keep up the fight, and also keeps your allies alive longer to kind of keep up momentum. And I think this is the momentum building character that is going to be very beneficial, like very unstoppable in its kind of mechanics, or kind of allowing your allies to be of unstoppable nature as well. So really exciting, and it's good to see it's a new type of ability and different, and hopefully NetEase keep challenging themselves with new and original abilities that are going to mean for some fun gameplay and rotation. The final notes on this is the genetically engineered Adam Warlock wields mighty quantum magic, allowing him to connect and heal souls with a gentle touch. When the time comes for his allies to unite, Warlock emerges as the unwavering epic epicenter of cosmic justice. Now I don't know if that's the ultimate or not, or the Karmic Revival is the ultimate. We'll have to really see when this all goes live, but I'm definitely excited about this. Still more excited about Venom than I am about Adam Warlock, but still, you know, all looks good for original abilities and fun things that NetEase have for us as well. What happens with Marvel Rivals. Also, this team up activation, which if you pair up these particular characters, it looks like the respawn point is very much close, the same way, unless this is the unstoppable or invincible type moment that is being mentioned right there with the Star-Lord, which we just saw in action, where he's just taken down a few enemies and it's kind of become, it could have become invincible. So this could have been that particular moment which we saw in the trailer. In any case, really excited what we're going to see with Adam Warlock. I love the ideas of the pair-ups, the strategy changes that are going to be applied. What are your thoughts when it comes to some of these abilities and the applications that's going to happen to your particular gameplay, your particular setup and team setup, and friends that you might be like, look, use Adam Warlock, we need to do this. I'll use Venom, we need to do this. What are your thoughts? Put it in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you all soon.